Welcome back to the Cricket Pulse by LGW. I'm Loy, and with me on the pod, looking slightly more relaxed than usual, is George. But eagle-eyed listeners will notice W on the LGW is still missing, and he's in Kerala.
Yeah, that's right, Loy. Well, Will has officially traded the microphone for a Kerala fish curry. He's currently in Kerala doing the tour with the family. Last I heard, I think he was on a houseboat in Alleppey trying to explain the LPW rule to the local houseboat operator. Picture that.
Well. While he's enjoying 30 degrees heat and the country toddy, which I love as well, we've got the heat of the IPL to deal with. And today's game in Lucknow was an absolute cracker, if you look at it.
Well, it was the Star Swap Derby, isn't it? Swap.
Pretty much.
Star Swap Derby. But Rishabh Pant leading the Super Giants of Lucknow against his old side, and KL Rahul opening for Delhi Capitals. Well, the irony was everywhere, but the result went the way of DC.
It did. But then it wasn't easy, George. It wasn't easy for DC as well. They did have to toil hard for the victory in the end. They did win by 6 wickets, but then LSG should be kicking themselves because they were bundled out for 141 on a Lucknow pitch that had a bit for the bowlers. You simply need more than 160, right? So they were short. They were at least 31 short from where they should have been in terms of trying to get another team to win.
But let's talk about the bowling then. Lungingiri and Natarajan were clinical. 3 wickets each. And I think Ingiri's change of pace in the death overs was just absolute filthy, if I have to put it that way. The Super Giants never got going. I think it was just Mitch Marsh and Abdul, I think 35 and 36 each. They did try to reconstruct something there, but it was all a bit of a start-stop scenario. But they didn't just never got going.
I agree, George. And I think Ngidi has just carried his form from the World Cup as well. He was just outstanding in the World Cup. And I think his slower balls, as you told, are absolutely filthy. I think he got Pooran out for 7, and I think that says it all, right? I think Pooran has been amazing, Nick, and getting him out that cheap was pretty good by Ngidi.
And I think funny you should say that. I was thinking, where did they go wrong? Because it all went topsy-turvy straight right from the beginning. I was looking at their lineup. Now, if you look at the lineup, Rishabh Pant opening or at number 3 is really good for Rishabh Pant, okay? Because he's absolutely perfect in that sort of a scenario. And it's good from Rishabh Pant's point of view. But strictly from the team's point of view, he doesn't belong in that position. In fact, what should have happened was Pooran, who's actually in the form of his life, should have been in number 3. And I just don't get why they mucked it up so badly. Had Markram and
Marsh opened,
it was a different scenario. But that being said, obviously, let the past bury the dead. I think they really need to look at this from a team perspective rather than just Pant perspective, and he should take that leadership role and see that he's much better suited down at number 4 or 5, because at number 3, Pooran is absolutely destructive, and had he come up the order, he could have paced himself better, and they could have at least had about a 175 or 160 decent total on the board, or easily above that. And I think that's where they lost the game. And if they
And
continue this, it's definitely going to be the same result.
definitely agree with you on that, George. I think you rightly call it. I think that's the expert
Mm.
analysis which we can churn out over here as well. And I think they should have stuck to the combination of Mitchell Marsh and Aiden Markram opening. And as you
Yeah.
told, I think Purin should have been number three. But yeah, and again, if you look at it, I think that was the LSG's innings. And if you look at DC, they looked in trouble at 21 for two,
Yeah.
with Rahul going cheaply, and with the second wicket falling as well. I thought they were in bit of a bad situation, because I think Pathum Nisanka again is a class player, scores lots of
Yeah.
runs. He went for one run. He went for a single as well. So I think they were in trouble. But then that's where the star of today's game stood up, right? Samir Rizvi.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard the name before? I don't think lot many times, right?
To be honest, he picked up from where he left in the last game last season, because he was in stunning form. I think he had a 50 then as well, and he picked up straight from there. The highlight for me was that he was absolutely fearless. I mean, absolutely no respect for Shami and Norte, no regard for the reputation whatsoever. Like what, um four sixes, five
Five
fours,
fours and four sixes.
and yeah, and he finished the game with a massive six of Samad. But look, I I I want to go back to the whole lineup, and if there was some more runs on the board, yes, DC was in trouble. But where DC disappointed me was, if you look at it, what LSG got right was their pace lineup. Um, Straight off the go, Shami was absolutely, he came with a mission, and he was in an absolutely destructive mode. And they really went all out on the pace. And that's where DC got it wrong. Please explain to me. I've been looking forward to Akib Nabi playing. I have no idea why that boy was not played. I really think that would have been a huge difference had that boy played. I mean, if he's single handedly won Kashmir the Ranji against a all-star Karnataka. I mean, you know how good the Karnataka team is. It just boggles my mind why they didn't play him.
Exactly, because I think yesterday when we previewed the match as well, we we were both wanting to see Akub Nabi in this game today. I think he deserved that chance. He was in the impact player substitutions, and I'm not sure why that was. Did they have a different game
It
plan,
just
saying
beats
that
me.
okay, if we are going to bowl second, he might come into picture, but if we're bowling first, he's not in the picture. But then, yeah, it was sad to not see him play. Uh, but then again, I think he could have played in place of Mukesh Kumar, who had a decent
Yeah.
outing. It's not that he's not bad. He's a good bowler. He had 3 over 17 runs. It's not bad. Um, Lungi Ngidi, again, he's taken the wickets, and he's not given a lot of runs as well. Natarajan has taken wickets, and he's also not given a lot of runs. So I think the team, in terms of performance, was not bad. But then I think, yeah, you left out your trump card. One of the
Yeah.
one of the people who've just had an amazing Ranji season out as an impact player, which was definitely not the right thing to do.
I mean, I was reflecting on it. I mean, I was thinking, well, why is he not bowling? And then I was thinking, is it because the Ekna pitch is slow? But did you see what Shami and Co did? It was just amazing. And they almost had DC, um, you know, by the beep,
By the
but,
neck, yeah.
they, by the
or,
neck.
or by
Yeah, okay.
or
By the
better.
neck. So they did have them. They had cornered them. If it wasn't for Rizvi, it would have been a different story. But and obviously
Uh,
the partnership as well. So, but
exactly,
but
and
Yeah, go on, go on.
And a special shout out to Tristan Stubbs, right? I think
Yes.
his 39 not out was a perfect supporting act. I think their unbeaten 50-run stand is what sucked out of that Ekana Stadium crowd and got them their win. Otherwise, I think they were definitely in trouble. So uh, I totally agree, George. I think that was what was the difference, at least from a DC's point of view, even though they got a few permutations wrong.
No, but I think LSG completely messed it up. Um DC really should have played Akib Nabidar. I've been wanting to see him, and I think I was very disappointed with that. But that being said, standout performance today. Rizvi, obviously.
Sleep
Natarajan, 3 for 29.
29
Absolute foundation. And then Prince, shout out to Prince Yadav as well. He looked lively with those two wickets.
wickets.
And Shami, as usual, was menacingly fantastic. I think the experience, he's an absolute legend. But the only problem they had was they didn't have enough runs on the board to defend. And I think if they go back to the drawing board and look at it, I think they need to just rejig the batting order. They should be golden because they do have a formidable batting lineup. Uh, they need to get the permutation right.
I agree, George. I agree. So yeah, I think that was today's game. Moving on to tomorrow, George. Match 6. We're heading back to the
Yeah.
iconic Eden Gardens for the Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Again, two top teams with a lot of talent. It's going to be an
Yeah.
interesting game.
It is. Yes. Both are coming off losses. And so the pressure is already bubbling. But I don't understand one thing about KKR as much as I don't like them. What are you doing with Rachin Ravindra? Like, that boy is a game changer. On his day, he can change the game on its head. I didn't understand what he was doing, um, in a water boy's position. Uh, KKR's bowling looked a bit toothless as well, and um, Rachin can contribute with that too. Uh, so, especially if you look at it, the other spinners didn't do a great job. Um, I think Sunil Narayan has been found out. Uh, I really think the person that should play there should have been Rachin Ravindra.
I
Uh,
agree. I think it's a little surprising for me as well, George, in terms of why Rachin was not in the squad. Again, I understand there is 4 overseas players which can be in a squad. So if you've got Finn Allen opening and you've got Cameron Green as a player who's been sold for a lot of money, he's in the squad. With Sunil Nair, that's 3 spots taken up, right? And I think then it's going to be either they go with Blessing Muzurbani, which is again a top bowler. Do you want him in the
no,
squad? Which you can't leave him out. And so I think it's the combination. So I think if Finn Allen or Cameron Green do not perform, I think there is a chance that Rachin Ravindra would get and again along with him Tim Seifert. Tim Seifert has had a brilliant World Cup. He's just destroyed bowling attack. So I think I'm hoping that I think it could be one of those positions which opens up if they don't perform. But I think, as you told, I think Rachin is a really class player. So I think he does need to get a nod ahead of a few of the other players in there. Um, that being said, I think again, what is strange for Eden Gardens is Sunil and Varun Chakravarti are the kings of that turf. They spin their webs around Eden Gardens. Word is that if they're going to be playing on the same strip which was used for the World Cup semis, I think it was the one when New Zealand smashed. I think South Africa and chased 117, 13 overs. So I think it's going to be that pitch. So again, I'm not sure how that's going to
no.
play out
So
for
look, if
them.
if you're telling me that it's the same strip that they're going to use, then we are expecting a lots of runs. Okay, which is good. A lot of fireworks. But again, I'll go back and say uh, I'll disagree with you with the whole Sunil Narayan, spinning a web or whatever. I think he's found out. I think um, there's nothing left in him. I think he's out of gas. And I think uh, Rachin should be the one in Sunil Narayan's place. I must admit, I keep forgetting that Rachin is an overseas player and he plays for New Zealand. Wait, what can I do? I'm, you can't take the Bangalore out of the Bangalorean. so, so I keep thinking this guy is Bangalorean. But yeah, but that being said, honestly, I would pick Rachin Ravindra every day over Sunil Narayan because you can see in this World Cup, Sunil Narayan at best would possibly have one or two games, uh, but people are gonna target him, or
Yeah.
he's not gonna be that impactful anymore.
I agree. I think anyway, let's wait and watch, George, what's going to happen in terms of the player selections, in terms of key players to watch. Uh, for me, it's going to be again. I think uh, from a KKR point of view, Ajinkya Rahane, uh, he's been brilliant last game. And again, if I was just looking at some numbers, George, for Ajinkya Rahane, he's averaging about 77.7 in the power play, striking at about 170, which is a stark difference to his pre-2023 numbers, where he was like 32 average and 114 strike rate. So that's a massive difference. So I think Ajinkya Rahane is doing something different. I think the captainship is playing into him, or what he's doing differently. But then he's absolutely good. I think it's going to be fun to watch him because he's playing like a man possessed at the minute. So definitely KKR. That's what I see. Um,
But don't
any other
forget
players? What
SRH.
you watching on KKR?
No, so I was gonna say I agree, but don't forget uh, SRH has a very very good team. Again, very ill managed. The management is not great. Uh, the the dugout or the think tank in the team is again a full load of experiment. Um, and I honestly think SRH has a lot of potential if they get the tactics right. Um, I think they'll do really well. Um, I think it's down to how the captains handle it as well.
Yeah, I agree. Agree. I think in terms of SRH, I think Pat Cummins is still not match
Mm.
fit. So I think it's going to be Ishan Kishan who's still going to lead, and hopefully, I think we might see David Payne again. I think we've not seen a
Mhm.
lot of David information about David Payne, but then if you look at people making debuts in IPL with a lot of wickets, the previous most was Adil Rashid, who came with 232 wickets when he made a debut in IPL. And if you look at David Payne, he's got 304 T20 wickets and he's making his debut in IPL. So if he gets a nod, he'll be one of the lads which we'll be looking out for in tomorrow's game. Um, so it's going to be interesting. He's going to be playing for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and I think it'll be a good outing for him. So let's look at that. Um, in terms of pitch prediction, what do you say, George? Uh,
Look again, like you was talking about this trip. The Eden Garden surface is usually a batter's paradise, but there will be a little bit of turn towards the late innings. And based on their last games, KK has a lot of explosive batting in their side, but they are a very fragile side. They can fold like a pack of cards. But SRH looks more balanced. The only problem is they lack a finisher. They lack that end, the wrapping up spark. Um, I'm actually going with SRH to edge this, and I'll tell you why. Purely because advanced technical analysis has proven that I don't like KKR. I want them to lose.
Uh,
So,
I think I might go with you on that, George, because again, as much as I, I am a fan of a few people who play for KKR, I hate the team. So I think the 12th man would play a huge factor in the game tomorrow. But then again, heart says SRH, mind says KKR. Let's see how it goes out, George.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure we'll be back tomorrow to see um, who. I mean, what our analysis, if we were right or wrong. But in the meantime, if you're listening in Kerala, Will, put the glass of toddy down and send us a voice note or send us some pictures. We'll probably, put your pictures on the show since you're not bothered. Come on, mate. Do
and
something.
and as usual, I think to all our subscribers, uh, thank you so much for again subscribing to our channel. Who's not yet subscribed, do give that subscribe button a click. We do love to try and hear from you. So make sure you like and subscribe to our videos. Put in your comments, anything, good, bad,
Yeah.
ugly. We're here to listen. We're here to respond to you. And we would love to hear from you. So cheers, everyone. Keep the pulse racing. This is Loy signing out for the night.
And this is George saying adios.